What a gorgeous day it is today in South Louisiana. As if you've been watching me for any time, period, you know Sunday is the one day I do not work, right? If you're in real estate, or if you know anyone who's a realtor, you know basically that we pretty much work 24/7, especially if we love real estate, which I absolutely do. Today is a special circumstance for a client, a very special circumstance. I do not work on Sundays generally, but today I am making an exception. So that's why you see me out and about. Let's talk about what's coming soon. I like to tell people, listen, follow my Facebook real estate page, this page, because and now that I think about it, I hope I'm on the right page. It may not be, but if I'm on my personal page, I'll put this on my real estate page. Follow my real estate page if you are either looking to buy soon or looking to sell soon. I was in education for 20 years before I got out of it 6.5 years ago. My passion was teaching, and I love teaching. So 6.5 years ago when I got into real estate, I knew nothing about real estate. But when I got into real estate, I missed teaching. So that's why I started doing these videos. So let's talk about if you're thinking about buying or selling soon and what's coming soon in this neck of the woods. I live in South Louisiana, and I service pretty much, I will sell anything in Louisiana. But when it comes for buyers, predominantly the South Louisiana area. The call I get all the time is I'm looking for something, either A, move-in ready, something that doesn't need a whole lot of work, something that's pretty much turnkey, right? Or I'm looking for something, it's okay if it needs work. I want to be on land, out in the country, and I don't want close neighbors. Those are the calls I get most often. And a lot of times I also get the call where people want to be in a home, in a neighborhood where there are no rules to follow, no HOAs. So the good news is if you're looking for something on a beautiful 6-acre tract of property out in the country, I will have something coming very soon. So keep an eye out for that one. It is a beautiful place with a pond on, like I said, 6 acres. It's in an area that doesn't require flood insurance. And listen, a lot of people don't know that if you're in anywhere in Louisiana, you're considered to be in an area that could possibly flood. Everything in Louisiana is considered a flood zone. But if you're in X, you're not required to have flood insurance, okay? So this place is in X, you're not required to have flood insurance. So if you build or buy a home anywhere in flood zone X, you're not required to have flood insurance, therefore it's usually pretty minimal, okay? So of course insurance companies recommend that you get a flood policy no matter where you are in Louisiana, because it's all considered a flood zone. All right, if you're in most of Acadiana, a vast majority of Acadiana is in X, A, or AE. If you're in A or AE, you are required to have flood insurance as long as you have a mortgage, okay? Talking about selling. If you are thinking about selling anytime soon, I will say this to my dying day. There are never enough homes for buyers to choose from, ever. There are never enough homes for buyers to choose from. I am taking buyers today to look at homes. There are not enough to choose from. There's a very small number of homes that are in their budget that they're going to be able to go look at. And listen, if you're anywhere outside of a city, anywhere that's considered rural, if you're on 1 acre or more and you are thinking about selling, that's the call I get every day. The call I get from buyers literally every single day is what do you have out in the country on at least 1 acre of property? I get that call all the time. So if you are thinking about selling and you are outside of the city limits and you're out in what's called rural parts of anywhere in Louisiana, and you're on more than 1 acre of property, you have a hot commodity. I guarantee you, you have a hot commodity. And I see homes listed all the time for sale by owner, way too low, because I don't know why. But for sale by owners, I see these houses listed. I see the description, I see the pictures, and I think to myself, that seller is leaving money on the table, because even with my commission, I can get them way more money than what they have it sold for. So listen, if you see something as a buyer, for sale by owner, and you see it, and you see the description, and you see the pictures, and you think to yourself, that's a great deal, you're probably right. You are absolutely probably right, and I would say jump on it. Absolutely jump on it. If you see something that you think is ridiculously overpriced, then I would say get with a realtor and say, hey, could you pull the comps for me in that area? Because I don't believe that house is worth that amount of money. And listen, any real estate agent can pull comps for you. And what does that mean? Let's say you see a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home out in the country on 3 acres for $500,000. And you say to yourself, there's no way that house is worth that amount of money. Well, you're probably right? But you can also say, pull the comps in the surrounding area and tell me what should that house be for sale for. That way you have an idea, right? I will say, as a buyer and as a seller, your smartest avenue is to hire a real estate agent who you know, like, and trust, who can lead you, guide you, do everything legally in the right capacity, and help guide you. Buying a home is probably going to be one of the biggest decisions potentially of your life. So if you're a seller, you could potentially leave lots and lots of money on the table if you don't have an expert in your corner. Today is a great day to be out and about looking for homes, getting your house prepared to sell if you are thinking about selling. If you are thinking about buying and you want to be anywhere in the Iota area, there is a 3-bedroom, 1-bath home in town that is in amazing condition. It has a huge shop. The house is in great condition. It is going to be priced right under $200,000, and we are just waiting for pictures. So if you are thinking about being anywhere in the Iota school zone and you don't mind being in town, this is going to be a great place. And listen, if you're a buyer and you're in your, I would say, mid-20s, late 20s, even early 30s, I guarantee you are not buying your forever home. So the home that you buy doesn't need to be perfect. What you gotta love is the location. Can you live in that location for the next 3 to 5 years, 3 to 7 years? People in their 20s, 30s, listen, sometimes even people in their 40s, you're not buying your forever home. Life changes, needs change, jobs change, people die, people have children, people move all the time. I'm sure you remember back in the day when our parents and our grandparents bought a home. Basically, they bought a home and stayed there. Most of them stayed there their whole lives. That just doesn't happen anymore. So if you're thinking about buying, the home itself doesn't need to be perfect. And I guarantee you, if you think it's perfect, you're going to think it's perfect until you start moving in your furniture, and then you live in it for a few weeks, and then you realize it's not perfect. We were in our 3rd home back in 2011 when we built, and I thought we had built the perfect home. No, it was not perfect. After we moved in a couple of weeks, realized, first of all, the utility room looked huge when it was empty. Once we put our washer and dryer in it and started hanging clothes and had laundry baskets and all the things, we realized quite quickly that it was way too small. There's no such thing as a perfect house. What you're looking for is, what area do I want to live in if you're a buyer? Again, if you're a seller, these are the things I've talked about over and over again, but I'll just recap them. If you are thinking about selling, there's never enough inventory on the market. Your house cannot be too clean, cannot be too decluttered, cannot be too light and bright. You cannot spend too much money on professional photography. Now, if you hire me as your real estate agent, you're paying nothing up front. I don't get paid unless I sell your house. So my goal is to sell it as quickly as humanly possible. But every single time, whether your house is worth $70,000 or $7 million, I'm going to hire the best professional photographer who is going to take the best pictures and videos of your house. And when it hits the market, people are going to be wowed by it. You probably will be wowed by it yourself. It will never look as good as it does in the pictures that we take, I guarantee you. So if you're a seller and you're thinking about selling and you have no idea where to get started, I'd love to have a conversation with you. Remember this, as a seller or a buyer, there are no stupid questions. Ask all your questions. It's the only way you're going to learn. Y'all have a great day. Take care.